is sort of connected to that because a lot of people were shocked by some articles that came out on Dispatch and different publications on Korea after the first injunction. Now, just want to make it clear that we there is this prevailing sentiment that Hybe is going to win this or Adore is going to win this. I would say don't get too excited. Um, we have seen a lot of decisions in South Korea that aren't fair. I've mentioned before, the case against, for example, Sungri, I think that's 25 to life and he got 18 months. So it isn't always fair. And so I think if there's anything that people should celebrate is the fact that Adore was able to prove their case very, very clearly. Now, whatever the court decides on, we don't know what's going to happen. Okay. So one of the major things that came out after the injunction is that Hanni might have committed perjury. Okay. Let me just make this statement. People, when you are under oath, even if it is not the court, like if you're in any kind of legal setting or the government, or when you are filling up a legal document, do not lie. Okay? Don't ever lie. Because once somebody catches you lying, you are done for. Do not ever lie. Okay? So, if you lie under oath, that is perjury. Now, people are now asking, there are so many inconsistencies between her statement and what they submitted to the court. Is that perjury? So, one, they backtracked on the date of the islet incident. So, remember, on the day during the court case, Adore slash Hybe presented the video of the actual incident that happened and when it happened. So, in that video, it was evident that the members of Isle It actually bowed to them, meaning to Hanni and Daniel. So they bowed 90 degrees and then they kept on walking. And so Hyde said that it only goes to show that nobody instructed the kids, meaning Isle It, to ignore them because they actually bowed, right? So now they're saying that it was a different date. Okay. Second, Hanni said that the manager did not meet her eyes, meaning they didn't lock eyes. They didn't look at each other, but is now stating they locked eyes. So initially she said, no, we didn't look at each other. Now she's saying, no, we actually looked at each other because that's going to make it a stronger case if they looked at each other. And then the manager said, ignore them. Okay. Next is that they lied or they remembered incorrectly, maybe, that Adore employers were harassed and forced into a room for hours. So they're saying that they, at some point when this entire case was happening, so this actually referred to the one of the Adore employees, then Adore employee working, Adore employee, and she or he was caught making a deal, brokering a deal between a brand and New Jeans directly. She was bypassing Adore, even though she was working for Adore. Adore caught it, so she was questioned. And now they said that the Adore employers, the Adore employees were harassed and forced into a room for hours for questioning. Now they're saying that actually didn't happen, but they said that before. Okay, so three inconsistencies in her statement or in their statement. Now, another thing is that they submitted, so Nugin submitted a copy of the Kakao Talk messages between Nugins and Hee-jin. Now, Adore and Hybe submitted their own, and according to what they submitted, what Nugin submitted was redacted, meaning they took out some things which did not properly contextualize the conversation. So that's a no-no, people. Again, I just want to emphasize, I'm not a lawyer, but I am sure 99% of the people here will know and agree with me that when you are submitting a legal formal document, and if you are under oath, do not lie. That's going to get you into trouble. They do not like, once they prove that you're lying, you're going to go to jail, because that's perjury. You cannot ever disrespect the court. Okay? The court is the last form of defense of the country. So you do not ever disrespect that. Never ever lie. Okay? Never distort the documents. Do not redact until you are actually asked to redact certain portions of the document. If you're going to submit something, you're going to submit it or talk to your lawyer so that you know how to properly do it. But don't ever lie. Okay. So now what Nugent submitted is apparently redacted. So they took out some things which miscontextualized the entire conversation. So when Hybe submitted their own version of the messages, the court saw, okay, so you change some things. All right. Now, in here, another thing is that Hybe, now this is the odd thing. Apparently, Min Hee-jin submitted certain documents to the court in relation to the injunction. Okay, she submitted certain documents to the court. What Hybe did was take some of the things that she submitted and use it as proof. And one of it is the accusation of eyelid copying new genes or plagiarism. Okay, so in the messages of Min Hee-jin with somebody from Adore, formerly from Adore, Min Hee-jin admitted that the plagiarism accusation is weak. Like, it's very vague. It's not a strong case. But she needed something to use against Hybe. And so she decided to do it, even though she knows the plagiarism is a very, very weak case. It does not actually provide anything strong. And all of this is documented. Okay. So now, so someone said, I'll get to you. Someone said, like, why did Hybe allow her to use BTS? Okay. So this is part of that conversation. The eyelid allegation against eyelid plagiarism was weak. She decided to use it against Hybe because she had nothing else to hold on to. So all of this, that things that you're seeing on the screen, those are all the documents, part of the documents that not Nugent's, Hybe and Adore submitted to the court. So now, all that being said, remember that Hybe actually submitted like 280 pages of documentation. Nugent submitted 90. And there were some reporters said that the judge said, or the judge asked Nugent's, their law firm specifically, to redo the entire documentation because he has nothing to go on. So he said, I'm going to give you a deadline, but you have to represent or present more evidence because you don't have any case. Now, we don't know if that is true. That was reported by one publication from South Korea. Now, the question is, did she commit perjury? If the things that she said in the assembly or the things that she said and submitted to the court are lies or not true or inconsistent or inaccurate, can that be perjury? Now, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to give you a definitive answer on whether or not it is perjury. This part I do know. If the court proves that you lied, that is perjury. Now, maybe she can say that I don't know if the court will accept it. Maybe she can say that, it's been such a long time. My memory's failing me. I thought we locked eyes. Maybe we didn't. I thought she said this and whatever. Now, do remember that after the hearing, Hanni posted a message on Instagram saying that she remembers, because this is after Hybe posted or submitted and talked about the uh, Kakao Talk messages she had with MHJ, with Min Hee-jin. And in that messages, she said that she wasn't sure what the manager actually said. And she said it's not really it's not a big, like, it's not a big deal. Like, I just found it funny or something like that. So in court, she didn't say anything. And then after that, she posted a message on Instagram saying that she remembers everything. It's just that it was taken out of context. At least that's what she was telling Hybe. And she's warning Hybe and Adore to leave them alone. Of course, this is a court case, so there's no leaving alone. they're gonna have to they're gonna have to continue this case until it's actually settled. So and the next thing is actually also, if you ever get to that position where you have you know that your words or your text messages are being distorted, you do need to speak up on in court, not in social media. Okay. So don't follow that, don't do what she did. So if you need to say clarify something, you do it in court, not in social media, if there is a court case. Okay. Now, question by Fire Butterfly: would the assembly um live she did like what she did with her group member, where she laughed about crying, evidence Hybe handed in as evidence? Wait, would the assembly live she did with her group? Can you clarify your question? It's not very clear to me, Fire Butterfly. Dodger Girl: she never should have posted anything. I'm surprised her attorneys never told them to stay quiet. Or maybe the attorneys did, but she didn't listen. The other thing is there is no gag order. So, you know, Fire Butterfly, would that be evidence? So, you mean, would that be evidence? The what they submitted to court, for anything that they submitted to court is evidence. If you're talking about how she acted during the court case, usually the judge actually looks at that as well. It's not like they're not, it's not going to be the be all and end all of a case. But yes, the court actually looks into like how the people involved are actually acting in court. Okay, next, let's see, let's look at questions. Oh, there was someone who commented like, how can Hybe, Hanni said she was holding back. Is the National Assembly and a YouTube live and demanding Be Lift Lab to show her pics of all their managers so she can identify them holding back? The Bio Explorer, leave her alone. Yeah, of course. Like, I'm sure you know this. Like, if you're in a court case, people, they won't leave you alone. The only way people are going to leave you alone if is the case is settled. So no. I have always wondered why other GG didn't use BTS except New Jeans. Now we know New Jeans and MHJ got the special treatment. If there's anything I don't like, it's that part. I don't like that BTS's name was used. And people in my Patreon, if you are in Patreon, you would know this. Like, I always like remind people to not use BTS's name to promote anybody else, because, or to be careful to not allow anybody else to benefit from the name of BTS. Because now there is already, if you are a group from Hybe, there is already an innate benefit for you, because everyone's just going to automatically think BTS if you mention Hybe, right? So that cannot be avoided. Like, even if you don't tell news journalists, they will mention BTS because Hybe is BTS. So it's like the benefit is already there. Don't abuse it. And certainly don't drag the name of BTS for your benefit explicitly. So when they said that it was actually Min Hee-jin who requested that they be introduced as BTS's sister group, the first whatever, the next BTS or whatever, that didn't land on me well. I don't know why they allowed that. The only reasoning I can think of is that they feel, at least Hybe, they feel that they need to lift some of the pressure on BTS. Remember, BTS was contributing at some point 95% of the entire income of the company. And if they were active, they'd be contributing more. So up until 2023, they were contributing like 55, 60% of the annual income of the company, of Hybe, not just Big Hit. So if they don't So I guess in their head it's like, okay, if they are going to be big, that's going to help at least lift some of the pressure off BTS's back. So that, and we know the reason is BTS wants to start pursuing their own music and not think about commercial success anymore. And they have all the right to do that. They have the right to just do the music that they want to do. So I think they were like, okay, let's help BTS, like, you know, remove some of the pressures remove some of the weight of BTS's back. That that doesn't justify it. I still don't like it. I don't like using BTS's name to benefit others. Um, okay, they were less than 3% of Hive's report. New Jeans was less than 3% of Hive's report. The next biggest contributor is 17, and they mentioned it. I mean, Hive actually mentioned it. So I think it was the CEO who mentioned it, or it was the B Lift CEO when he attended the. No, it was probably a statement from Hybe, and they actually stated that if we go by the contribution of the company of the group to the company's bottom line, then 17 should get the second biggest treatment because they were contributing the biggest outside of BTS. Okay. If these statements are proven false, can they be sued for defamation? They can be sued for defamation and perjury. You don't make a false statement to the court. Again, people, if you're under oath, then don't ever lie. be sure be sure that you are accurate in what you're saying, that it's properly contextualized, or you just allow your lawyer to talk. If you're scared to talk, then allow your lawyer to talk. Leave it to your lawyer to talk, but don't ever lie, okay? Me too. I've never heard of New Jeans until Jimin did ETA. they are j- they are jeans copycats, so maybe they should try in Mexico. Liana, so Fire Butterfly is asking if you have the link. Okay. Any other question before we go to our next topic? Assembly members should face questioning for this stupidity and bias. They both practice their crying for the courts. If you are um where is he? Where's okay. Just to make everybody feel better, you can look at Hobie. There you go. There. Look at Hobie. Oh my god. I might see him. I can't believe it. I might see him in Europe. Oh my god. I really am hoping. I hope the schedule actually gets settled, that my niece gets her ticket, her visa, so that we can all watch Hobie. Can Adore, oh, where is it? Wait. Can Adore sue for perjury, or is that something that the court decides? The court decides that. Yeah. Adore can sue for defamation. Um, supposed supposed to be their lawyers, but they were hired first by MHJ. Where is Jimin? Here's Jimin for you. There's Jimin. There's Jimin. Okay, I'll give you one good Jimin photo before we get into the next topic.